Switching to ConvertKit can change your business. Today's episode is brought to you by ConvertKit. To find out how ConvertKit can help you grow your business, save money, and increase your relationship with your email list, head over to servenomaster.com/ConvertKit right now.
Are you tired of dealing with your boss? Do you feel underpaid and underappreciated? If you want to make it online, fire your boss and start living your retirement dreams now, then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Serve No Master Podcast, where you'll learn how to open new revenue streams and make money while you sleep. Presented live from a tropical island in the South Pacific by best-selling author Jonathan Green. Now, here's your host.
I'm in a time of great transition with my business. With every business, you go through a couple of phases. You go through that first growth phase where you're kind of doing ideas and things are quite slow, but you hope it's going to pick up, and you slowly begin to bring in customers. With Serve No Master, I started off just doing webinars and coaching on helping people to build Amazon businesses, Kindle businesses similar to mine. I started at the top of my pyramid, as we talked about yesterday. I started at the very high end and have been building out the bottom of my pyramid. But lately, my traffic has really spiked. I have 2 books out now that are driving in more and more new fans, new followers into the Serve No Master tribe. I'm very excited about that. And this time of transition has been accompanied by a lot of technological changes. I've changed my hosting company. I'm in the middle of changing my entire membership site, changing my entire software backbone. I'm changing how I process payments, how I handle dealing with JVs, all the pieces of technology. And on Sunday, just a couple of days ago, I finally realized I also need to change my mailing list provider. This is a company that I had a relationship with 4 or 5 years. I've been using them for a very long time. And I realized that it was slowing me down. When your business hits certain levels, it's time to make a change. When your business hits certain levels, you have to make technological changes. I had to change my hosting company for Serve No Master because the membership site was getting just too big and everything was slowing down. When my traffic got bigger and bigger, as my traffic is suddenly spiked, I'm changing my WordPress theme. I'm switching to Thrive themes for everything instead of just my members area. You grow, and as you grow, you need better and stronger pieces of technology. The problem with my previous mailing list provider, and this is all traditional mailing lists, is the sophistication of my business. I have multiple books on Amazon that all lead to Serve No Master. I have multiple free gifts in each of my different books. I have different rewards and prizes all over the place. I run contests. I sell many products. I give away lots of products. I have some people that are on 7 different mailing lists inside of my mailing list provider. And sending out an email to the right people had become nearly impossible. I've started working with someone who, their entire job, I hired them to help me organize my email infrastructure because, as you may have noticed, especially if you're hearing this live or hearing this right when it comes out, I don't send out very many emails. As much as I teach about it, because I have so many different lists, I'll write an email and then I need to send it out to 7 different lists. I'm constantly afraid the same person will get the same email over and over again. I don't want that. So I had all of these problems with the organizational structure, and most email providers are like this. They organize into a list, so every time you buy a product, fill out a form, read one of my books, you get added to another list. And it becomes very difficult to mail to one list and to know if you've got an email when it was on a different list. So I don't want to send you an email you've already seen before. That's silly. I don't want to do that to anyone, and you don't want to do that to your customers. You don't want to send an email to your customer saying, hey, product X is on sale for 50% off, and they email you back and say, I bought it for full price. What are you saying? Are you going to give me back half the money? That's one of the nightmare scenarios of sending out, an awkward or the wrong email at the wrong time. When you're doing an affiliate promotion, you're promoting someone else's product, you don't want to send someone the same message over and over again. You can mail only to the unopens, but what about the people who open the email and don't click the link? You can send them a different message because they haven't seen the final message. So being able to email the people who didn't click is far more powerful than being able to email the people who didn't open the email. All of these things have led me to start looking at ConvertKit. And in fact, ConvertKit's been on my radar for 2 or 3 months. I've been thinking about it. One of the things that held me back is it's more expensive than my current provider. And when I actually looked at the numbers today, I realized it's not more expensive. I'm actually paying in a higher band than I need to be for my current provider. See, each time you fill out a different form with my current provider, you get added to another list, and I pay for that as another person. So if the same email address is on 8 different lists, I pay for that person 8 times. Now, it's something like a penny a month per person. You know, it's $19 a month for 1,000 people, so however you divide that up, maybe it's 19 cents a person, however you do it up, or 2 cents a person. I didn't check the math before starting this recording, but I have people that are on there multiple times. And in fact, when I moved my list, when I moved my main Serve No Master list from my old provider into ConvertKit, 1,800, nearly 1,900 people turned into 1,500. I was paying for at least 300 extra email addresses that I didn't need, that weren't real. What ConvertKit does that's so amazing, rather than create lists, they track behaviors. Every time you do something when you interact with me, if you go to the podcast page and you follow one of the podcast actions and you go, hey, I follow the podcast, give me the podcast bonus. Hey, I read your book, Serve No Master, give me the Serve No Master bonus. Oh, I read Breaking Orbit, give me that bonus. Oh, I read 20K in a day, give me that bonus. Each time you do that, it gets marked and says this person bought that product. So if you bought Breaking Orbit, or if you were one of my early reviewers and got a free copy, and you took the free gift teaching everything about audiobooks, my Breaking Orbit Phase 2 product, which is it almost took me longer to make that free gift than it did to make all Breaking Orbit. But if you jump on that list, well, then I don't want to send you an email reminding you to buy it again. That's silly. Not only is it bad marketing for me, it's a little bit inconvenient and rude for the receiver. It allows me to track all the different things that you do, so I know which products you bought, so I can then give you advice based on that product. I can connect with you in a deeper way and really track every different action. And every single opt-in form you create is a tag as well. So I know people that fill out a homepage form versus the form on the sidebar of my blog. All of this information allows me to give a much better experience to my users. That's important to me. That's the most important thing, is that I hate the idea of sending someone an email that looks copy and paste, an email that they've already seen before, and they think I copy and pasted it when really I put it into 2 different lists because there were problems with how my email list was structured. Now, if you have a very simple email list, or if you just have one product, so for my pen names, I use GetResponse right now, and it's perfect for that. But when I have a system like Serve No Master, where I have right now 7 or 8 products and another 20 in development, keeping track of all that's too complicated. So when you move and begin growing your business, there becomes a point where ConvertKit just becomes necessary. The previous alternative was always Infusionsoft, and I can be honest with you, I hate that software. It's very, very expensive. It starts off at $300 a month, and they make you pay when you sign up. They try to get you to spend like $1,000 to have someone help set it up, but they don't actually help you. All that person does is draw a mind map for you and send you a graph and say good luck. You want to work with Infusionsoft, you have to hire someone full-time who's a technology expert. I hate that. I would never recommend that product. And now they will pay me so much money to recommend their software, but I've tried it 3 times on 3 different projects with people who said they were experts, and there are people out there who swear by it. And everyone I meet who swears by it is always someone who's running a 7 or 8 figure business, and they have a full-time person. I've never met someone using Infusionsoft who isn't paying someone $50,000 or $60,000 a year to run it for them. You can use ConvertKit, get all the same features, and not pay anything. You don't have to pay for an extra person. So as much as it costs a little bit more than GetResponse or Aweber, it saves you $50,000 or $66,000 a year from using some of the other competitors that can tag. Now, Infusionsoft is really the one who invented tagging. They're the first ones out that did tagging. But when I saw what ConvertKit could do, it blew my mind. I was so excited about this piece of technology that I just wanted to share it with you, especially because you're going to notice my emails are start coming out from a new platform. One of the biggest challenges when you change email platforms is every email company punishes you. They treat every single person like you're a black hat spammer monster. So when I switched from Aweber to GetResponse 4 or 5 years ago, every single person on my list, I had to send an email and say, I'm switching to GetResponse. Is it okay if you stay on my email list? Tons of people, if they miss that one email, you only get to send it once. If they miss it, don't see it. If they're on vacation for 2 days and it goes in the spam folder and they never see it, well, they're gone forever. You can expect to lose when you switch between mailing list providers and they force you to re-opt in your list 40 to 60% of your audience. You'll lose at least half your business. Now, all the mailing list companies do it, and they say it's to be CAN-SPAM compliant, but part of it is that they're, I would say, in a cabal It's a little bit of collusion, in my opinion. Everyone makes it a nightmare to switch to them so that when it's time for you to leave, it's hard for you to switch to anywhere else. They all punish you. Switching my lists, I actually assumed when I switched to ConvertKit, I assumed I would have to give up all the people on my previous list. I thought I would send out an email saying, I'm on a new list. If you want to go to my new provider, here it is. And that would be it. And I was expecting to, at best, save 10 to 20% of my list. I expected maybe 100 people to follow me to this new platform. ConvertKit is good enough that I was willing to make the change and leave behind all my following because I know that eventually I would get everyone back. ConvertKit was the easiest transition you could ever imagine. To move all of my lists in, to tag everyone properly, to ensure that I could separate my customers, people who bought different products, people who went through different promotions, mark everyone correctly, took me under 4 minutes. Unbelievable. It was an unbelievably good experience. I've run into several technological glitches in the time I've been using ConvertKit. I'll tell you that right now. All of them were operator error. They were all me. Every time I emailed support, they emailed me back within a few hours and it fixed the problem or helped walk me through it. I figured it out on my own. Because I've used other platforms for so long and it's so different, there is a bit of a learning curve. At this point, I would say I'm over 80% of it. So the first 2 or 3 days, if you used a different platform, will be tough. But I'm going to put together an entire training once I really master it. I'm going to put together a whole training for ConvertKit that's going to be a free bonus to anyone who signs up through my affiliate link. I always want to reward people for taking action. I don't want to just say it's so great and then if you buy it, I feel good because I get a commission or anything like that. And yes, I'm an affiliate, but I'm also a user. I only recommend stuff I actually use, which is why I switched to this platform over the last 2 days. And this is the first podcast I've recorded since I've decided to make the switch. Over the last 2 days, it's been raining. So I haven't been able to record. So now I'm out here recording. And I want to tell you right away that I've switched this platform. I'm going to put together some really cool training to show you exactly how to do it because the problem is it's so much easier and simpler than what I'm used to using. It's just intuitive in a way that's amazing to me. And I'm very excited about this platform. So if you're worried about moving from your old email provider to this one, you don't have to be. You don't lose anyone. It's amazing. Another thing that I love about ConvertKit is the way they do double opt-in. Now, people have been asking me lately, several times, 2 or 3 times last week, people have been asking me to do single opt-in or double opt-in. And if you've joined any of my lists, you know I'm a single opt-in guy. There's this old saying, and I can't remember who said it, it's one of those things that kind of goes around like an urban legend, that double opt-in's for people that don't want to make money. That's this old saying. Because it's a strange message to get. You fill out a form and say, hey, send me this book. I want to get this book. And you get an email going, are you really sure you want that book? And you lose people because it's a strange message. A double opt-in message is very weird and unnatural. It's hard to put people through that confirmation. You have to do a lot of things. With ConvertKit, you can make the message very clear. Hey, I just wanted to be sure you really wanted this gift. If you want to be on this list and you want to get this gift, just click this button. And they click the button and it immediately downloads the PDF. I was just testing it, and it's going to be how, starting in the next 24 hours or so, I'm going to flip the switch, and it's going to be how you get delivered the gift for Breaking Orbit. It's going to be an instant download. So double opt-ins, it double opts people in, but also gives them the gift right away, so they don't have to double opt in and then wait for another email to get their gift. I think it's very cool, it's very smart, and I'm going to become a double opt-in guy. Double opt-in definitely increases deliverability, is something that everyone likes as far as servers. It means more people will see my emails because they've chosen to get them, but it's a way that's just easy. Everything so far that I've seen I've really liked. There are some limitations in the email design area. And the form design are both very basic, but I only send basic emails. If you've seen an email from me before, basically I send my emails to the width of an iPhone, and I usually put a picture at the top. Those are the 2 ways I creativize my emails. I want them to look good because I know most people read them on mobile, and then I like adding in pictures. It's one of the few places I use real pictures of my family or me or my island. So if you like seeing real life or pictures of me with my kids, that's the only place I really share them. I don't put them on my blog and I don't put them on this podcast, but I do share a little bit of my real life with people that are actually on my email list. The cool thing is how well ConvertKit integrates. I'm in the middle of changing my shopping cart. My new shopping cart perfectly works. So if you buy any product from me, ConvertKit immediately knows and can send you the follow-up, like the training sequence. Hey, thanks for buying that product. Let me walk you through how it works. Let me walk you through all the different pieces, make sure you get the best experience. Let me make sure you know which Facebook group to join, know when there's a group coaching call, know how to access support. All of the correct information can be delivered very easily. I'm excited about that. These are the ways that ConvertKit allows me to give a better experience to my users and people like you, my fans, my followers. It's very important to me to give the best experience possible. Earlier today, I was working on my blueprints. I mentioned recently that I'm working on a new product where I teach some product launch blueprints. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be something very low priced and very valuable. I'm trying to put 4 or 5 hours of content on 5 different topics. I'm going to sell it for under 20 bucks, maybe even under 10 bucks, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm going to give something really, really valuable to help people outline an entire business without having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. And just today I was working on, in the blog section, teaching about starting your first blog, all the different pieces, all the logistics, and I was just talking about creating email forms, and since I've just switched, what I'm going to demonstrate with changes, and I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about this platform, and that makes it much, much easier for me to talk about it and to work on it. I often talk about the 80-20 rule, how we get drawn into working on things that we're passionate about rather than things that are profitable all the time. Now, finally, I'm excited about email. I often dread writing emails, and not the writing part. I actually have over 100 different emails I've written for the Serve No Master list that I've never put into my autoresponder because I dread that part. I dread trying to figure out where to put it in the different sequence. It's very hard to move sequences around. If I go, oh, this is day 5, I want to put a new email into day 4, you have to move everything around. Very hard. So I'm now excited to work on something because the organization is there. I hate when things are disorganized. When I was in high school, I got the best grade in Latin 3 my junior year. I decided that I would do whatever it takes to get an award at the end of the year for the best grade in the class. Now, every morning I would go into school early and I would visit the Latin teacher to get help with my homework. And he was as mean as a snake. He would be like, oh, Jonathan, you're so dumb. How could anyone be so dumb not to figure it out? The answer is obviously C. If you could endure being berated, the teacher would give you all the answers. This is one of the reasons I have such a tough skin. I put up with him 5 days a week for an entire year, got the best grade, won a medal. I since lost it. Obviously, that medal didn't last for 20 years, but it certainly lasted for 3 or 4. I lost it sometime in college, I think. I mean, who keeps a medal from high school Latin? But the aphorism I remember more than anything else from all those years of Latin, we had to memorize these Latin phrases. I don't remember in Latin anymore, but was a sound body requires a sound mind. A sound mind and a sound body is how many of us have heard it. There's all these different variations in the translation. But the idea is that when your world around you is disorganized, you become disorganized in your life. And the reason I've struggled with emails lately is because of the disorganization. I no longer have to worry about that. I love writing emails and I love organizing emails. So now that I have a platform that organizes them, I'm really excited to grow that part of my business. Emails can grow your profits as a Kindle author, as a podcaster, anything tenfold. It's really where your business comes from. And the more you can build that relationship, the better you can email your list, the better you can communicate with them, the more successful you'll be in business. And for so long, this has become an area that's just gotten worse and worse and worse for me. I just haven't been able to correctly organize my emails in the way I want. And now that I have this new level of organization, I can be excited again. When I was a kid, when I was in high school, I was always a messy kid, messy room. But I discovered that when my house is disorganized, it's hard for me to focus. I always thought it was very strange. My father was always obsessed with our house being really clean when I was younger. And I was like, what do you care? You're not even here. You're at work. Why does it bother you? But I realize now that I'm the father, we all turn into our fathers or our mothers, don't we? That it's very important to me. When the house is messy, I become very disorganized. It's hard for me to focus. As strange as it has become, for someone who was so messy when I was younger, I like my house being very, very clean. And I do everything I can to make that happen. We clean the whole house every couple of days. I can't even understand how fast our house gets dirty now that we've got kids and a dog. Whoa. The entire room, we sweep our bedroom at least twice a day, and there's so much hair and just weird stuff that I can't tell where it came from. Kids have an unbelievable capacity for making things messy. So if you're struggling with organization with your emails, if you're struggling with emailing people the right messages, and if you're just starting out with your email platform, there's a lot of reasons to switch to ConvertKit, and I really recommend making the shift. And if you do make the shift, send me an email, podcast@servenomaster.com. Just say, hey, I switched to ConvertKit, and I'll send you a copy of this new training course I'm putting together that walks you through the entire setup process. It's actually a little bit confusing because it's so different than other platforms. It's way simpler than you're going to realize. The errors I ran into were because it was simpler than I expected. I thought it would be harder and harder and harder. So I'm going to put together an entire training course over the next few weeks, and if you grab a copy of ConvertKit before then, I'll gladly do a training with you, a video training with you that I'll probably record, and then put that into the training that I release to other people. But I really want to do more than just say I love this product. I want to put my money where my mouth is and really give you a lot of value and really reward you for trying something out that I recommend. I'm really excited to switch my platform to ConvertKit. I was really scared for a long time. The thought of changing mailing lists, the thought of all the changes I have to make, changing the link in every single email, changing all these different things. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And in fact, I just last week put together a special PDF showing exactly how I put forms inside of Kindle books for using GetResponse. I have an entire PDF that I give away to anyone who grabs the free gift inside Breaking Orbit. I'm going to make a new version of that with ConvertKit, and you're going to be amazed. It's so much easier. What takes 30, 45 minutes with GetResponse or any other platform, with ConvertKit takes 5 or 7 minutes. It's so simple. And it was so simple that it made me nervous. I didn't think it was really going to work. It took me a while to figure it out because I go, it can't be this easy, but it really can be. I'm very excited to switch this platform. You'll notice after I get to this transition period, probably in 1 or 2 weeks from now, at the most, every single email will come through the ConvertKit platform. So you know that it's something I'm switching to because it's something I believe in. I've been a big fan of GetResponse and Aweber for a very long time, and they're great for what they do. But ConvertKit is a new product that's changing the game, and I'm very excited to add it to my arsenal, and I think it can make a big difference if you add it to your arsenal too.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Serve No Master. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss another episode. We'll be back tomorrow with more tips and tactics on how to escape that rat race. Head over to servenomaster.com/podcasts now for your chance to win a free copy of Jonathan's bestseller, Serve No Master. All you have to do is leave a 5-star review of this podcast. See you tomorrow.
You've just listened to another amazing episode of the Serve No Master podcast. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll be back tomorrow with another amazing episode.